we say good morning and hello to Gavin Lux, the newest member of the Cincinnati Reds. Gavin, Happy New Year to you. Congratulations. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Gavin.
Yeah, good morning,
man.
Good morning. Hey, just real quick, tell us what your initial reactions were when you heard the deal. You're headed to the Reds.
Yeah, a lot of emotions, man. I'm sure if anyone can attest to that, if you've gotten traded, it's, you're excited, you're nervous, it's a new place, a place you've never been. And, obviously last 9-10 years, Dodgers is the only thing I've ever known. So, it's a lot of emotions, but I'm excited to get over there and get with that group of guys. There's a lot of really good young talent. So I'm excited to get over there and help those guys win in any way I can.
Hey, it's okay to be emotional. I played 12 years in the Mariners system before I left. It was the weirdest thing ever, and it took a long time to get used to. Even in spring training, I was like, where am I? I'm standing next to Cal Ripken in Baltimore, and it was just odd. So I'm telling you, it's okay to be that point. I want to ask you, what did you learn in the Dodgers system? Obviously, they brought you through, but what was one of the couple of key things that will sustain you as a ball player?
Yeah, I think just the preparation piece, I think, just how to game plan against pitching, like doing homework on different hitters and where they hit the ball on certain pitch types. And I think just the preparation before every game. So, once the game starts, you play the game and you don't got to think and you're prepared. And I think, I think that was a huge takeaway was, man, these guys put a lot into preparation and going over the analytics on pitchers. And I think that's a big thing I learned was just how to, go through that data and use what I want. And, how can whatever I'm taking from that data, how can it help me and how can I use it?
I was saying, if you're going to get traded, Cincinnati's not a bad place for a left-hand hitter. Tell me the first time when you took BP there before a game that you were like, man, the ball jumps here.
Oh, man, yes, especially when it's warm out. It's crazy. It's a great place to hit, but I was talking to I can't remember who I was talking to yesterday, but I was like, I can't try to go there and try to hit pull side homers because that's going to be no good. So, if you run into something, that's great. It's a good place to hit, but just try to find the barrel as much as you can.
Gavin, have you had a chance to have any conversations with people on what it's like or what it might be like to play for Terry Francona?
Not too much. Actually, Cruz texted me and said, man, you're going to love Tito. He's the best. So, obviously, I think, we all know how respected Tito is as a manager and what he's done in this game. So, it doesn't get much better than that. So, I'm excited to just get around him and talk baseball with him and try to learn as much as I can. But, man, that's a Hall of Fame manager right there. So it doesn't get better than that.
You mentioned the Reds' young core, and Elly Cruz is a big part of that. What have been your observations of him being in the opposite dugout on the occasions that you've had a chance to watch him play?
He's electric, man. That's about as dynamic as an athlete as you can get in baseball. I think when we played him in Dodger Stadium earlier last year, he stole like 4 or 5 bases. We walk him, he steals second, and then he gets on second, then he steals third. I'm like, we got to keep this guy off the bases because, he's a problem right now. Like it's like you walk him, he gets a single, it turns into a triple. So, and then obviously he's got stupid juice, and he can run, and he's a freak athlete. So I'm excited to see him play every day because that's about as high of a ceiling as a baseball player as you can get.
Yeah, speaking of high ceilings, you played with Shohei, Mookie, and Freddie. It doesn't get much better than that. And I want to know what maybe those 3 guys, individually or collectively, had conversations with you, something you might have learned talking to them, watching them, the preparation, maybe a lot of times you emulate swings. I don't know. What did you get from maybe those 3?
I played with Mookie and Freddie for, 3-4 years. So I think, I took a lot from all those guys, but I think, Freddie's first year was, 2022 with the Dodgers. And I was probably annoying to him, man. I'm watching him and doing it, like literally sitting down, watching his cage routine, go out, I'm watching his BP routine, his defense routine. Like, I'm trying to do whatever Freddie does because, like, you know, he's about as good of a left-handed hitter as you can be. Hits for power, does damage, gets hits, controls the strike zone. It's like, this is the ultimate left-handed hitter. So whatever he's doing, why don't I try to do it? So I would just kind of watch and pick his brain as much as I could. And then, you know, obviously Mookie and Show too. But you take stuff from everybody over the years. And but, man, it's so fun watching Freddie hit BP and just hit, you know, 5 line drives right at the shortstop's head and then walk out, and you know, that's it.
Gavin, how have your thoughts evolved over the years regarding defensive versatility? You're obviously came up as a middle infielder, played a lot of second, played some short, but they've also moved you into the outfield. That was mentioned as something that could be a possibility in Cincinnati. How have your thoughts about that evolved over the years?
Yeah, I think when I was younger, originally I was like, no, I'm a shortstop. That's all I'm going to play. And obviously, you know, you just want to get in the lineup any way you can. You know, once you get up here, and it doesn't matter where you play. And I think that's kind of how my thought about it has changed. Was I don't really care where I play as long as, you know, I get in that lineup and I can try to help the guys win and compete. And wherever that is, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to do whatever I can to help these guys win and make some plays. But yeah, I think when I was younger, I was pretty stubborn. Like, I just want to play short, I want to play infield, and I don't want to do anything else. And obviously, that's not great for the team. And there's a lot of guys on this team that can move around, so I think it helps even more.
You know, Gavin, we spoke a lot after the knee injury. How is the knee? How are you feeling? And what was the process to get you where you feel like you're close to being back to where you were?
Yeah, knee feels great. I think it probably took around, you know, July, August last year before I kind of like fully trusted it. I think if you've gone through different surgeries, you kind of know what I'm talking about. It's just, it takes time to, you know, mentally trust everything, even though physically it feels fine. So knee feels great. I think we're almost 2 years out of it now. So it should feel a lot better than it did, you know, 6 months ago, 7 months ago. But yeah, it feels great, man. You know, having a full normal offseason to kind of build strength on it and not just rehab it, you know, should help a lot too.
Hey, the last thing, when I heard your name being thrown around a little bit this winter in trade talks, because the Dodgers were knowing you're this commodity, but that is not new. Everybody's always wanted Gavin Lux, but you were untradeable. And so I want to know your relationship with Andrew Friedman, because you were untouchable, and the advice you would give to somebody to get to that stature as a player coming through an organization. How did you get to being a guy that they coveted so much? And I'll finish my question with this. I felt like the trade, when I heard about it, they had opportunities to send you a lot of places, but they sent you to a place that you're going to play and you're going to flourish in. And I thought that was like, we're going to reward him for everything that he did with us. So I want to know your advice to players coming through organizations and how you got to that mantle.
Yeah, me and Andrew have a really good relationship. Obviously, we've been together for, you know, 10 years. And I agree. I thought the same thing. You know, I think, obviously, I don't know all the details. I don't know who else was in on trade talks, but I agree. I think, you know, this is a really good place for me to go and have a good opportunity to play and help some of these young guys. And hopefully I can be an open book with some experiences I've had a ton of ups and downs and in-betweens and, you know, a lot of different experiences. So hopefully I can just help out and be a shoulder. But, yeah, I think coming up through the system, I just I did everything these guys asked me to pretty much. What can I get better? What can I do to get better? Where do I need to get better? What do I got to do to get up there and help you guys? And I think, you know, you kind of go about your business. You try to get a little bit better every year. And, you know, I think being a good teammate in the clubhouse obviously is huge too. So, you know, if you're a good dude, you're doing things right. Obviously, I think it's going to be a little bit harder for them to get rid of you. So, yeah, I think just coming up, do everything they ask you to, and just be a good teammate. I think that's kind of the approach I took with it.
Gavin, we'll get you out of here on this one. It's been obviously an eventful couple of months for you this offseason. A couple of months ago, you were rewarded with the key to the city of Kenosha. You are a proud Wisconsin boy, and here you are in this picture getting the key to the city. Now you get a chance to frequent the state of Wisconsin much more now that you're going to be in the same division as the Milwaukee Brewers. What was this day like for you?
Yeah, it was great. It was on my birthday, actually, and all my friends and family were there. And, Kenosha, it's not a real big city, so, whenever I come back here and I get to see everybody and there's so much support that the city's giving me, so it's cool, man. That was a really cool day for me and, my family and friends, too.
Concern level about your Packers this weekend?
I'm a Bears fan, so we're done. It's over.
Wow.
I don't got to worry about it.
How did you end up a Bears
Were
fan?
they aware of this when they gave you the key to the city?
What was that?
Were they aware that you were a Bears fan going in the key when they gave you the key? Okay. All right.
Kenosha split. We're right on the border of Illinois.
Okay.
So.
How did you end up a Bears
Well, he
fan?
said they're split.
I know, but
That's amazing. I didn't know that
I blame
either.
my mom and dad. My mom and dad are both Bears fans, so I grew up in a Bears house.
Yeah.
It's all right. We're going to be all right.
Yeah.
You're
I
gonna
mean,
be all
maybe
right?
you want to
Okay.
consider switching because the Bears are,
I've
Just
been
saying.
wearing it for like a decade now with the Bears, so
That's
I can't,
true. That's
can't
fair.
switch up now.
Hey, thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations, Gavin. We're rooting for you. I think this is going to be a great place for you, and best of luck to you and the Reds in 2025.
I appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for having me.